I want to talk about just how incredible I thought Justin Herbert played. I mean, he looked good. He was dialed in. I mean, he wasn't just like hitting the easy checkdowns and things like that. He was spreading the ball across the field. He was running the offense. He was playing like he was the dude. And I mean, you got Harbaugh there. I'm sure just giving him that extra confidence to play like he's playing right now. I think that he always had that arm talent, and I think for me, what stood out in this game, what stood out was the composure. Right, I think he had the composure every time the defense tried to pressure him. Right, like he stayed poised in the pocket. He trusted his hands. I thought like he trusted his reads and the way that he would make plays and make plays that wouldn't hurt the team. I think just in general, right? Like you take certain chances as a QB, especially someone like in his position, and you want to make sure that you're not because against the Chiefs, right? Every mistake can cost you. So you want to make sure that a lot of the chances you might take, playing it safe, playing aggressive against a team like the Chiefs, it's all the right moves and everything. And I think that, not just him, I think the Chargers, just the supporting cast deserves a lot of credit. I think the O line gave Herbert so much time. I mean, it wasn't always perfect, but it was enough time. I thought the run game was effective enough for me in terms of just like keeping Casey honest, right? I think defensively, you know, the Chargers did something that most teams didn't do, don't do against Mahomes, and they just pounded him. They were just able to get him, and they weren't intimidated. And I feel like that's to me in this game was the big difference. Was a lot of times the teams play the Chiefs kind of scared, right? They go into Arrowhead, they are they're nervous with the crowd. Although in this game, because it was in Brazil, I think that to me is always a weird these international games are always sometimes kind of weird. I think it can be a toss up in terms of like who really gets the home field advantage, I guess. But I think in this one, it was pretty neutral. But I felt like the Chargers really did a good job of just bringing the pressure, being aggressive, and honestly, I think for the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. Um, I, I'm not worried, and I still don't see. I don't think they played well though. I don't think they played well, but I think it was just a game of them not playing well as opposed to them being a bad team, which I can't even say that about the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Kelsey, I think he kind of woke up a little bit towards the end. I mean, he had that one big drop that could have been such a pivotal game changer, right? I think he could have just walked it in for a touchdown there, but overall, I think it's way too early. It's just week one, but I just think for me, the storyline in this one was Herbert. I think in the past he's taken kind of heat for the Chargers in general for not being able to like close out games. The Brandon Staley era, that was a big thing. But I think now they have Harbaugh, he is definitely it's a different era for the Chargers. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, it's a different era for the Chargers, and I think this is something that if you're a Chargers fan, you're excited about, and you're finally like, geez, like this is let's fucking go with the guys that you've got, and you finally have a coach that can take someone like Herbert to the next level, right? So I'm pretty excited for what the Chargers can bring. I think from one quarterback to another quarterback, we got to talk about Aaron Rodgers, right? He went up against his old team, the Jets, and they squeaked out with a win. He played unbelievable, and he had an incredible game.